So my local bookstore, which has been near my parents' house for as long as I can remember, shut down recently. So before they closed, I went and paid them a visit and made some purchases. And some of them I just purchased because I liked the cover, and some because I just wanted to support a local business that's closing down. So I bought a couple of kids' books as well, because I have a niece who I look after once a week, and she is half Chinese, so I wanted to try and find some books that had diverse characters in them, which proved to be more difficult than I'd hoped. I got a couple of books, so I got Arabella and the Magic Pencil, which I thought would be cool because, you know, it's about creativity and about magic, and, you know, that's great. And then I started reading it, and the little girl, well, she paints things in her dreams to come true, but she erases her brother. I mean, she does draw him back, but she erases her brother. Then I read this book to my niece, which is Martín del Porres, The Rose in the Desert. And I thought, wonderful, we have a diverse character in this story. I've got no idea what it's about. And I will read this to her. And she was quite happy listening to it and falling asleep, which was the aim of the game. But as I was reading it, I was a little bit like, I don't know if I should keep reading this, because people are treating this poor man differently because of the color of his skin, and being awful to him because his mother is a slave and his father is not. It's just, and then I got to the end and I realized it was based on a true story, and I don't know if that makes it better or worse. And I don't know if I'll be reading this one to her again, because I don't want her to think that that's what the world is like, and yet that is what the world is like. But I don't want anyone to be treated differently because of the color of their skin. I just think that's so awful. But I mean, it was a well-written story, and it was an interesting story, and it was a great story about pushing through despite people's opinions of you, and pushing through against adversity, and staying true to yourself, and being the best version of yourself that you can be. But anyway, then we got Peter and the Seal. Haven't read it yet. And thank you, Mr. Panda. So far, so good. Not really entirely sure why I bought this one other than just general curiosity, and I don't think it hurts to have some more opinions on that. And then I just bought a couple because I thought, you know, whatever, why not? This one, I love the cover. I love crisp white covers. It's got this cool little tiny drop of blood there, and it's just, apparently it's really good, but I keep wanting to call it The Lonely, but I might read this one next. Again, I can't remember what any of these are about. I think I read the back of the cover before I purchased them. This one, I saw that it's about storms, and I am obsessed with storms. As a little kid, I used to sit out on my parents' like the back of the kitchen. Again, it was all glass, and I used to watch storms roll past. One of the things I hated about living in London was that it rained all the time, but they never really had any proper storms, like proper big ass storms with lightning and thunder and the whole kit and caboodle. And I would desperately love to go on one of those tornado chasing tours in America. I really want to do that. I would love to see a tornado roll past green hills, and not through a city and not through a town, anything like that. I would love to just sit on a hillside somewhere and watch it just run through the grass. I reckon that'd be amazing. And then again, this one, there was some cover appeal with that one. So I have quite a few books, because I still also have these ones which I picked up from the library recently, and these ones which I picked up from the bookstore about 2 weeks ago. So now I'm in a bit of a conundrum about what to read next, and I had thought I was going to read The Color Purple next, but I'm thinking I might want to read this one next because the cover is very appealing. But then I want to know if this is actually about storms, and if a book about storms can actually be interesting. So I don't know. And then these library books actually have to go back at some point soon. And as much as I love Michael Hutchence, I'm not sure that I am ready for another music biography, because I just finished the Book of Daniel, which is about Daniel Johns of Silverchair, which I will film a review as well for. And I'm just not sure that I'm ready for another book exactly the same on top of. And on audiobook, I'm listening to Lily Allen's biography as well. So possibly a little bit of too much overkill on that. So I'm thinking that it's realistically probably going to be September, October TBRs, because I have a lot of stuff coming up, will be these three. So the color purple, the Lonely, which I really want to call the Lonely, and I probably will, so you'll just have to forgive me, and Summertime. If you've read any of these three books and you have any opinions about them, or you think I should start somewhere in particular with these three, let me know below in the comments, and that would be really interesting to see. And let me know what you're reading this month.